Where do we begin with this? Not my last video of Love Island being the longest. Where do we begin with this, guys? Where do we begin with this absolute travesty? Never have I been so disappointed coming to watch a TV show like this. Never have I been so disappointed. Never. Hey guys, it's Murad Murali. Hopefully you guys are all doing well today. Back at it again with another video. If you have not subscribed, guys, click that button for daily and consistent content. Consistent and persistent, baby. Inject it. Let's get to 305,000 subscribers. Let's get to 305,000 subscribers. Click that button and subscribe, guys, because I'm coming to you with content 24/7. Now, first, I want to get into this live stream event that I was doing. It was sold out. I did add a few additional tickets for those who are asking, but the event actually went so smooth. I enjoyed doing that live event. We were able to watch Love Island together. In between the ad breaks, I was playing music, we were dancing, and then I was able to do, you know, a conversation for 45 minutes, talking, and then bringing people onto the panel, and they were also discussing. We had people from either London, from Brooklyn, from Maryland, all the way from California. It was like crazy. People from Toronto. A great live stream event, and I think I'm going to do more of those Zoom discussions and live viewings with the new season of Love Island on a regular basis. But if you were in that live, comment down below. Second sold out event, guys, in the matter of under 2 weeks. Madness. Now let's get into this mess. My throat is hurting, guys. I've just been talking too much, to be honest with you, and I just had a huge glass of a ginger shot, so hopefully that just helps me. My mouth is on fire right now. But we need to start with this. Why were they playing One Direction music? Is this High School Musical? Is this High School Musical? I don't understand. Is this High School Musical? What was that about? I don't understand. Now, I know, you know, we got onto Laura last year, but we also have to understand that, yes, you know, Laura, it's not entirely her fault. It's not entirely her fault. There is production behind her. There's layers to this. And they, head of production, directors, they have to tell her what to do. So they just put things in her ear and she has to speak about it. That is all that she needs to do as a person. So, you know, it's not all entirely her fault. However, one thing that she could do that Caroline did was that, you know, ad-libs. Sprinkled a few comments. Get into some stuff like this. Let me grab a glass of water. Let me just drink some water before we get into this, because we're really going to go in tonight, guys. Like, that's the fact that I'm uploading this very late. The fact that I'm uploading this very late, guys, that's how you know that I'm really going to go in tonight. Damn, that water was cold. Brain freeze. It's not all entirely Laura's fault, guys. I do think that, you know, ad-libs are better, and I do think that she's a good presenter, but I'm always going to stand firm by the idea that I just think that she's better, you know, suited on different shows. Like, you know, presenting a national or nature documentary, being there in the woods, in the trees, or, you know, or being there, you know, presenting, you know, an antique roadshow, maybe with the old clocks, or, you know, maybe on Countdown with the numbers. That's just what I see for Laura Whitmore, or, you know, something on MTV like she used to do. I think she's a great presenter, but I just still don't see it for her when it comes to this show. But anybody replacing Laura Whitmore hosting specifically on ITV, I doubt will do any better as much, purely for the reason is that, you know, the layers of ITV, they control everything behind the scenes. It's them more so than Laura. People need to understand this, and I think that I need to be more thorough about this, because I wasn't thorough about this at all last year. There's a lot of restrictions for ITV. So you lot who are ready and so excited for Big Brother is known for his unhinged madness. And if the reunion is coming like this, I don't know what you lot are expecting when it comes to Big Brother. I really don't. Now, second of all, I don't like to toot my own horn a lot. I know I say I do, but really and truly, I honestly don't. But this Love Island baby is from me. It's not from Liam. It's not from somebody who came onto the show and departed after literally 72 hours. Love Island baby is something that I've been saying for the last 2 years on this channel. Even the way I enunciate the word baby. Now, I didn't make up the word baby. Evidently, I didn't. Let's not be obtuse here, guys. But the enunciation of the word is something that I definitely made up. It is part of my intellectual property as a creative individual. And the YouTube subscribers, you guys know. The thing is, I'm one of the few people who's active about Love Island on TikTok. Got a following there. Twitter, I got a following there. So, you know, they don't know as much. They don't understand. They just see the tweets and TikToks. But everybody knows on here that I've been talking about this show for the last 5 years. And, you know, you got to be careful when it comes to intellectual property. I didn't like the fact that I saw that. It actually rubbed me the wrong way, because this was not Liam saying, what we're not going to do is give a saying to some white boy who was on the show for 3-4 days. Now, do I think Liam's a bad boy? No, I don't. But at the same time, Love Island baby is not your saying. The word baby and the way it comes from me, and everybody knows that, because a lot of people were alerting me to it, and we're like, wait, hold on, this comes from you, Murad. We heard this from you. So all of the girls and boys in the villa are screaming baby, it comes from me, and I want to keep reasserting that. And I feel like a few of the islanders even know that, but at the same time, I'm going to let it go because it ain't that serious. But it's frustrating, and that, you know, I just find stuff like that annoying, because Liam did not make that up. So I don't know where that came from, to be honest with you. It came from this channel. It came from my intellectual property. And, you know, yes, it's an enunciation of the word, and it isn't that intellectual, guys, but in the world of digital media, it definitely is. So I want to make that very clear. Now, you know, there were a lot of missed moments when it comes to this. A lot of the cast looked exhausted, and Davide for the first time saw Ekin-Su crawling. Why is it the first time you're seeing her crawling and everybody's exhausted? This reunion was rushed. We did not need to have the reunion right now. It did not need to be filmed 3-4 days after, on a Wednesday or Thursday, and then that doesn't make any sense. They just got out and they're going straight there. This should have been done at least a month afterwards, like last year, so everything can marinate and people can see other people's socials, the interviews, and what people have been saying in the papers. That is what should have taken place, but unfortunately it did not, because it allows everybody to marinate, see what's happening, what's going on. They come in with emotions and things come out. It didn't need to be rushed for 3 days afterwards, because the islanders are not privy to what everybody has said from the outside world, especially the final couples. I did like the fact that they were all on the couch, because last year Kaz and Tyler were not on the couch and they wanted to avoid that. But why was Tasha Andrews sitting the closest to Laura? I don't understand. They should have been sitting the opposite. Davide and Ekin-Su right there. Then you have Gemma Luca, then India Dami, and then Tasha. That's how it should be, in order. So that didn't really make any sense to me. Why are there people there at the reunion? I don't understand. Why are there tables of people? This is not a coffee catch-up. We are not in Starbucks. We are not in Costco. We are not in Pret. Why are we seeing... I don't understand what's going on here. It doesn't make any sense to me. Nobody needs to be at the reunion but production, the host, and the contestants. That is it. Nobody else needs to be there. Laura or anybody else needs to be in the center, and you need to have 2 sofas on either side and 2 additional sofas behind, like RuPaul's Drag Race. That's how they do their reunions, because Housewives, they only have 6-7 people. That's how you do it. And then, of course, you know, you put the major important airtime related people in the front and everybody else in the back, or you just have 2 sofas and then you alternate depending on storylines, like they do it with, you know, on VH1. The notepad is all there. The reunions are all there, especially in the US, so I don't understand why they don't do this. And what they also could have done is turn this into a 3-part reunion, so that they would have rinsed it out for so much coin, since they were throwing out so many advertisements anyways. I feel like they made this reunion very PC for money, because they told the advertisement individuals and companies, listen, we're making this reunion, you know, very PC, there's going to be no drama about it, people are going to think that, so come to us with all your ads. And therefore they put ads every single 5 to 10 minutes. They literally put ad break, interview 1 couple, ad break, interview 1 couple. That's what they did. They turned into a money-making machine, and this was hands down the worst Love Island reunion I've ever seen. This topped last year's reunion. I thought last year's reunion couldn't be topped, because that was absolutely diabolical. They topped it this year. This is a reunion. Why is the DJ getting more airtime? This is a reunion. Why are they panning to the DJ, whoever this man is, and talking to him? I don't understand. Why are you talking to the DJ? Why is there a man in a wig impersonating other islanders? I don't understand. Yes, some of his stuff was funny, whoever that guy was, but this is a reunion. At a reunion, you don't interview the DJ. At the reunion, there isn't skits. That's not a reunion. That's not what reunion... Like, I have so much love for reality TV, for production, for how things should be orchestrated. I've always had my mind, and I have visions about how to try and replicate stuff. And of course, you know, I love The Housewives. I love Andy Cohen. And that is, you know, a whole franchise that inspires me, because I absolutely love The Housewives. That was one thing that I started reviewing when I started way back when, in 2016. I started reviewing Real Housewives of Atlanta banter, and I try to emulate that with any kind of interview that I'm doing to try and bring something, because it looks like we just don't do it here. Love Island reunions, they don't do it, and as of years have gone by, everything has been watered down. I don't know why people expect Big Brother to be this huge thing on ITV, because it's not going to be. They prefer to water down things for money revenue, for safety, from Ofcom reports as well, and, you know, because people have taken their lives. Now, people have taken their lives not in association with reality TV. People who believe that is very obtuse. If you've taken your life, it's because of several issues that you are going through as a person. To assume that you've taken your life because of a show and purely of a show is very disrespectful and reductive to those who've attempted to take their life. Believe me, I know, because I've attempted to take my life multiple times in my life. It's not because of one specific reason. There are multiple reasons as well. But of course, another reason why I think they've watered down is because of press. The British press is different to the US press. Yes, US press is also very salacious, it's press. However, the British press is very incessant. Once they pick on a target, they will not leave you until you pass away in any regard. That is the only way that they will leave you. And Meghan Markle is one example. Once she entered into the UK in 2018, they have not let her go. They will attack you, attack you, attack you, attack you, attack you, and they will not stop. And that is the huge beacon that unfortunately people just can't get rid of or, you know, control and navigate in a better way. Because if press was less bullying and less down on people, then I don't think that, you know, productions of TV shows would be as worried about consequences, because, you know, there isn't a huge amount of press on your back or socials on your back. I also think that social media, Instagram, Twitter, and whatever, needs to find an algorithm to block out hate. They can do that. Artificial intelligence has developed to that point, and they can definitely do that. Back to the reunion. I don't understand why this guy was doing skits. It was like, some of it was funny, but it's not reunion-esque. Ian Sterling coming out again, giving awards for the best moments. That is for Aftersun. That's not for a reunion. A reunion is purely and specifically for a person, a host, to speak to the contestants. A reunion is where some of the most heated moments take place, the most emotional moments take place, the most awkward tension moments take place. This is what a reunion is about. That is what a reunion is about, baby. Baby, that is what a reunion is about. And unfortunately, that is what we didn't get. It was an absolute shambolic mess. And then you have this One Direction stuff happening at the end. I don't understand that. Why were they all singing together? I'm not going to say it wasn't cute, because there were some moments that were cute. My point of argument that I'm saying here is that it is not for a reunion. You don't see that taking place. You don't see that. What reunion have you watched for any type of show where they're all singing together in random skits put together, like we're in High School Musical, like we're in Year 9, like this is Disney? Where have you seen this? It doesn't exist. They've placed segments together to make it into a kids show. Why? Even though it's being aired past 10 p.m, that's what we're watching, past 10 p.m. And you know what now gets me irate, and now I have to spin my chair for this, is why are you now extending a show by an additional half an hour only to waste my time? Because if you're extending a show, it's because of excitement, drama, narratives, emotional scenes, anything of interest. This is what an extension of a show is, but you've decided to extend the show to waste my time. And at this point, one of us has to go mad. One of us has to go mad. Because why would you do that? I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand. Doesn't make any sense. Why would you extend and not include any narrative? This was not a reunion. It was a coffee catch-up skit that should have been a Love Island Aftersun episode. That is what I feel. The DJ doesn't need to be interviewed. Then we have a singer at the end, which again, I love Becky Hill, but you don't need to be there. You've had your moment. You came into Love Island already. We don't need to see you again. I don't know why you were dressed like a tree. Didn't make any sense. Fire your stylist. But whoever's making your songs, keep that coming, because you do have a very cute, strong catalogue. Let's not get it twisted now. But you don't need to be there again. I don't get it. And of course, she must have paid a cute coin to get her PR. Not mad at it, but we've seen you once. We don't need to see you again. Like, this is not a concert or some talent show. It is a reunion where, you know, ideally speaking, they need to be there from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. to film everything. Not right after the show. Maybe, I would say end of August, beginning of September, they should start filming the reunion and then put that into a 3-part. I don't know why they don't do that. To, you know, since they want to squish everything out with these advertisements, that is how you would do it. Because if they actually have the content, the people will come to see it. And the ratings will definitely follow if the content comes, and the content was there to rinse out because there was a lot of salacious narratives that the audience wanted to see, and unfortunately we just didn't see it. Hence why a lot of the contestants like India, like Dami, and Ekin-Su, they looked tired. They looked, yes, all gorgeous, but they looked like they just wanted to just be at home or chill, that they just come out the villa. It's overwhelming. They want to be with their family, with their close friends, private time on their own, be in solitude and just chill and just not want to be with anything. That's probably what they wanted to do and be with. That's probably what they wanted to do. But instead, they're sitting here on this couch 3 days afterwards, not understanding what is going on, and that, you know, they each had their own interviews. I don't think each interview, even for the finale couples, needs to be that long. I honestly don't think it needs to be at least 5 to 10 minutes long, because that creates singular breaks. I don't even think that's needed. I think a cute catch up here and there, and then you carry on talking about the season and how they relate to parts of the season, or, you know, either that are dramatic or not. Then we've got to get into the context of what this reunion actually brought us. And I think Lacey came with some kind of energy that I didn't really expect. And she was obviously irritated by Deji, by the fact that, you know, he never really wanted to take it somewhere, that they just barely had any kind of conversations about their romantic journey. Not much else went on when it comes to these two outside of that, to be honest with you. And Lacey was clearly rubbed by it, bothered by it, and therefore, you know, spoke on it. And I didn't expect her to come with energy, guys. I did not expect Lacey, out of all people, to come with any kind of energy. Didn't expect it at all. So where do we even go from there? No shade, no tea, no disrespect to Antigone, but it's not everyday promotion. I think this is the issue here. It's the incessant promotion. Very obvious that you went in there for the music, which, you know, it's fine. Everyone's got to hustle in their own ways. Everyone goes in there for something anyways, but it's the incessantness about it. It's like rest, you know, promoting your music, then singing a little bit with the One Direction part. Be calm. Like, it's not every single moment. It's just there all the time. And I think that is an issue. That was just, it's like, it's not every time we see you, it has to be about the music. Sometimes let the music just speak for itself. And that's all I'm going to say. No shade, no disrespect at all to Antigone. Not at all. That's not my intent or needs. Then when it comes to Dami and India being questioned by Laura, again, I don't know if this is Laura's fault, so I'm not going to place blame on her. Maybe it's production giving her the questions in the cards and she has to just read them out and she has no other control. But asking, you know, India and Dami, asking Dami, you know, are you in bed with her or are you somewhere else? Suggesting the fact that, you know, Dami could be doing something else. Now listen, I didn't like the way Dami behaved halfway in the show, but just because you dislike someone's behavior, who cares now? The show has ended. Let them all do what they want to do in their relationships behind closed doors. You know, let them be together. The show has ended. Once the show ends, I don't care about, like you got to stop carrying this on. So I think the idea to suggest that he would be in somebody else's bed, I think that was unnecessary and a bit shady, because I don't think that should be coming from the host of a reunion. Maybe a comment from one of your contestants or something like that, or maybe reading out somebody's comments that they've given forth on a card to read out. But to come from the host, you know, I mean, I don't think it's that serious, because I could see other people asking that as well to Dami or to somebody who did what they did in Casa. But, you know, I don't think that was something that Dami really appreciated. And he was like, you know, why wouldn't we be? Or why wouldn't I be in bed with her? Where else would I be? And Laura was like, I'm just checking. And I just feel like the questioning there was odd. I also think the same thing when it comes to Ekin-Su. I think that, you know, as somebody who basically was the star of the show, carried the show in my regard, and I think that she did what she needed to do, I don't understand why, you know, they were playing moments of her that weren't in celebration of her. And I think that, you know, they could have done more in that regard to her, and I don't think they did that. And I think that in itself again was frustrating to me as to why they didn't really come forth and correct with proper praise for Ekin-Su, you know, rather than showing some embarrassing moments here and there. And I just feel like the questioning for the winners of the show was minimal. At least give them a little bit more airtime together, because I just feel like they didn't really get that. Then this cook-off, the MasterChef, the pancakes. I don't understand what is going on here. Why are we doing this again? We've done this before. Can you all name me one reunion where you have watched where they are cooking? Why would you sit there and cook? Why are we cooking for? Why? Like, I don't get it. And then Natalia tried to have a little more moment there. I'm not mad at it, because if you're trying to give us a moment, then, you know, I'm not mad at it, because we get barely any of them when it comes to a Love Island reunion. So I'm not mad at you trying to get a moment. Just let it flow. And I think that she wasn't trying to let it flow. And Ekin-Su was just like, you know, but I won. I'm not going to give you anything else, because I know what you're trying to do now. And I'm not going to give you it. But, you know, she won the pancake off. Okay, whatever. Who cares? The Summer and Coco stuff was probably the only interesting part, to be honest with you. And even that was cut off by the second host, Darren. Didn't make any sense. You know, Coco was like, well, you know, clearly somebody wants somebody else, but they just can't do it. And that's what Summer said. And Coco said it was just banter. And, you know, they were trying to go back and forth. And Coco was basically refuting that it was anything else more than that. And it got quite heated between those two. But it got cut off immediately within a minute of time. And I just think that that is very frustrating to see, because I don't want to see that happen. Why was this cut off so quickly? I don't get it. We wanted to see a lot more good TV. And I think that that could have given us great potential. It was a lot to, you know, check into, divulge into, but they didn't want to give us anything salacious. They wanted to keep it PC for the revenue. That's what I believe. And for the Ofcom. I believe those are the two staple reasons, but it just wasn't enjoyable good TV, to be honest with you. That was something that I was waiting for. I wanted to see a good moment of TV, and, you know, the Coco stuff was about to give, to be honest with you, but yeah, we didn't see that. Talking about, you know, Gemma cleaning a horse's, you know, anus. I don't even think she said that, because when that was announced, she looked very confused. She didn't recall saying that. Maybe she'd have forgotten, but I think in the past clip shown, I don't think she was even referring to that, to be honest with you. I think that Luca's questionable behavior, especially towards Tasha, why wasn't that questioned? Why wasn't that brought up at all? Because that in itself could have been something to bring up. Jax, I don't know if he denied. If he denied and didn't want to come to the reunion, cool. We can't do nothing about it. But if Love Island stopped him, I think he would have been a great asset, and a lot of things would have been questioned in a way that's not too intrusive, but yet you still ask the questions to make somebody accountable for their behavior, and that would have been something great to ask as well. But unfortunately, we just did not get that, and it is an absolute shame, to be honest with you. I think there was a lot of potential with this reunion, but it fell flat. The One Direction stuff made no sense to me. We didn't need that. The skits, we didn't need that. The Oscar award giving up in Sterling, we didn't need that. The pancake stuff, we didn't need that. Those 4 segments could have been cut out, and we could have used that time to discuss content between contestants if there's tension going on, or even having lovey-dovey parts. I would have preferred to see between Ekin-Su and Davide, as opposed to stuff like this. Dami on flipping Twitter was more entertaining to read his tweets than to watch this reunion of Love Island. He was giving more energy and more entertainment on a damn platform where you can't even see him. He's just typing, as opposed to a full-on hour-and-a-half production of this show. I don't know why they do this, especially as to how Love Island got ripped last year for how bad the reunion was. I don't know why they would want to replicate that. It doesn't make any sense. They keep doing so. And I don't think that Laura is entirely the one to blame in 110%. I did say that last year, but we have to think about it. There's layers to this. Anybody replacing her will still be an issue on ITV because of the restrictions that they have as a platform and as a network. They have a lot of stuff. You know, there's a lot of training going on here, procedures, restrictions. So that in itself caps a lot as well. The UK is awful when it comes to reunions. We have great reality TV, but the reunions are awful. And it's an absolute shame. And this is the worst Love Island reunion I have ever seen in my entire life. Because what was the reason for some of the questioning towards Dami in India? Why didn't I can get, proper good questions? I don't understand that as well. And then at the same time, they cut off a lot of different moments that would have been great TV, and instead decided to give us this One Direction stuff at the end, as if we're all kids. That didn't make any sense either, and that was an absolute mess. Clean up on our 3, guys. Love Island 2022 has been officially wrapped. Look at how time flies, guys. The season is done. Finito. One of the best seasons for me in my top 4. It's up there with season 2, 3 and 5 for me, to be honest with you. I genuinely loved it. 110% better than the last 2 seasons, but this was definitely the worst Love Island reunion, and I think that Love Island reunions would definitely go in this way. It would just be like this. I don't see Laura Whitmore going anywhere. I think she's genuinely just going to be there for Love Island. If the ratings were the highest for this year, then I don't see her being in jeopardy in any regard either, so I don't see them changing that structure up at all. But it was a pleasure, doing this reviewing situation with you on TikTok, on the live tweets, and also here on YouTube as well. It's been chaos on so many multiple apps, exhausting as hell, even when I travel. And, it looks like we will be back here in less than 6 months, because Love Island Winter is starting, I think, mid-January, like it did last year as well. And that's going to be absolute, I don't know what it's going to be. I was going to say carnage, but let me not lie to myself, because I don't think it's going to be carnage, because last year's Winters was an absolute mess. This reunion was a hot mess, guys. A hot mess. An absolute hot mess. An absolute hot mess. I know some people are asking me, when are you doing your next interviews, and etc, 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 etc. I like to take my time, guys. Let me rest. I did multiple interviews. I've done at least 3 events, and I've done multiple I do everyday reviews. Let me rest on this matter. And I also feel like when you want to interview other people on the show who've been there the longest, let their time marinate. Let it all marinate. It's been overwhelming for everybody included, and I like to take my time with stuff. People are saying, Murad, do your own reunion and stuff like this. This would take a large production. You would need to get every contestant of Love Island involved, and I don't even think half of them even want to do it, to be honest with you. So that in itself is going to be exhausting as well. And then there's going to be loads of people that you need to hire to get this all done. So it's a very long procedure, and one that if I even wanted to do, it would not be anytime soon. It should at least be a month afterwards, once everyone has marinated and gotten into their couples, and maybe some will break up by then, maybe they won't, whatever. But I just think that it's too soon to do up a reunion. It's way too soon to do up a reunion. Way too soon. Let me know your thoughts are, guys, when it comes to this video. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Click that button. It is daily and consistent content. Literally, it's been 1:30 in the morning, over 20 minutes of filming. Then I need to edit and get this out, and then I need to move straight on to the Love Island USA girls over there and get onto that as well. So it's just, it doesn't stop over here, guys. It honestly does not stop. Shout out to everybody who came to my reunion streaming event for this. It was an absolute madness. I loved it. It went so smooth, and we had such a good time, and I met so many of my international fans as well as my UK fans, and we spoke on, subscribers, sorry, and we spoke so much. And I just love the fact that we did a little panel situation, and I love doing online panels. I think it's easier for everybody involved, and hopefully I will do something on a weekly basis, maybe, I don't know, in the future for Love Island related stuff. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Click that button. It is daily and consistent content. Subscribe. Click that button, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.